Let's talk about those kids you left back home. Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. In this video, we're going to talk about a scenario that we see from time to time. We've been seeing it more and more, so I thought I would make a video. And so this is a situation where there is somebody back in a foreign country and they know someone in the United States, or they're thinking about visiting the United States. They go and get a visit visa at their local embassy, and in order to support that application, they say, well, I'm going to leave my kids here behind in the home country. I'm going to go over to the United States just for a visit, and then they get that visa. And after they get the visa, they come to the United States, and either they overstay or at some point they fall in love with a U.S. citizen. And the decision is made that this person is going to apply for a marriage-based green card. And then the question becomes, what do we do with the children? Now, you might think to yourself, this is a crazy situation. I would never leave my kids behind. I don't know anybody who would ever do that. And I understand that sentiment, but this is something that we see actually a fair amount of. And so I wanted to make this video so that we could talk maybe in a non-judgmental way about what's going on and to try to give some good information. So I think the first thing that you have to understand is that when you follow this approach and you come on that visit and you've left your kids behind, I think USCIS is going to scrutinize that case pretty heavily. I think they're going to think that you knew this person that you hooked up with in the United States before you came. And when that happens, you can find yourself perhaps with a misrepresentation problem. If you said, I need a visit visa so that I can go visit the Grand Canyon, and you never went anywhere near the Grand Canyon or Mount Rushmore or our very own Gateway Arch here in St. Louis, if those are the reasons you said that you were coming on the visit and that's not really what you did, that is a problem. But putting that to the side, I want to make sure that we focus on those kids back home. So typically, once the decision is made to apply for the marriage-based green card, then the question becomes, what do we do with the minor children back home? Should we wait until the foreign national, the beneficiary of the marriage-based green card case, gets their green card and have that green card holding parent apply for the children? Or should we have the U.S. citizen, now that they're married and the kids are under 18, should we have the U.S. citizen file for those children? And the answer to that question is yes. You should have the U.S. citizen file not only your I-130 and 485 to get you a green card, but also I-130s for the overseas children. They're going to each need their own I-130. You don't have to wait for the mother or father, the foreign national's case to be approved. The U.S. citizen can and should apply as soon as possible. Now, during the Trump days, there was no backlog on the number of immigrant visas available for the children of green card holders. So there was an argument back then. We saw people who would say, well, I want to see what happens with my spouse case, and then once I get approved, then I'll apply for the kids. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of time by myself with my new spouse, and I want to sort of focus on that first, maybe get some more money together to sponsor the children. But now that approach won't really work. And the reason for that is that we've had visa retrogression, and there's now a 3 or 4 year wait for the children of green card holders. So in theory, you would wait a year to get the foreign national their green card, and then you would have to wait 3 or 4 years for the children to get it based on sponsorship by the now green card holding foreign national, the spouse in that marriage-based case. So if you have the U.S. citizen apply for these stepchildren of his or hers, they're going to get here a whole lot more quickly. They will probably get approved shortly after the foreign national parent's case is approved. I don't think they'll get approved before that. Generally, they're going to want to make sure that the mother or father's case gets approved first, and then the children's case can follow shortly thereafter. And then, of course, you have all the regular delays for any immediate relative that you would see at the National Visa Center and the embassy just waiting for a freaking interview. So there's really no reason to wait. I would encourage you, if you're planning on doing this, to go full steam ahead. Have the U.S. citizen file for the children shortly after having filed for the spouse. That's the right approach, at least right now in 2023. I hope you found this helpful. I hope this answered some of your questions about what to do with the stepchildren that you left back home. I guess the final piece is that we need to talk about the interview itself for those children. I would say that if the parent has received their green card, I would have them go back and apply for the children. I don't think you want to have them go to the interview themselves. I didn't mean apply. I mean, I want you to have the parent go back for the interview. Otherwise, the children are going to be there by themselves or with an aunt or uncle, and that could be tricky, especially considering the fact that if their other parent is still alive, that parent's going to have to consent, and you're going to have to be able to handle that and to explain that to the satisfaction of the immigration officer. So I would plan on having either the U.S. citizen or the green card holding parent go back for the kids interview. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, ask them to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, we go live 3 or 4 times a week on the Immigration Answer Show in that YouTube channel. That's me trying to answer your questions. If you're thinking about hiring us, give us a call at 314-961-8200 or email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home. We'd love to have you join us. There are immigrants talking about the immigration process in there every day. Finally, please join us on TikTok at @immigrationhacking. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.